We're talking about this man, Hakeem al-Araibi. He's a Bahraini footballer. He holds refugee status in Australia, but since November, he's been in jail in Thailand. His story starts in 2014. Back then, he fled Bahrain after he'd been convicted of vandalizing a police station. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison in absentia. He denies those charges, and since then, he's been living in Australia, where he'd been granted asylum. But in November, he decided to leave Australia temporarily. He went on honeymoon to Thailand and was arrested at Bangkok airport under an extradition warrant. Well, there's since been growing calls for his immediate release, including from Australia's Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, also from FIFA, football's world governing body, the Asian Football Confederation as well. These are human rights groups in Australia protesting about it as well. And his wife, who's asked not to be named, has also penned a letter to Thailand's Prime Minister in which she says he would go back to face imprisonment, torture and possible death. Please help my husband. I don't want to lose him. And this is his lawyer.
His wife wants to say that please continue help her on this case. They have to flee to Australia because they were afraid of persecution and there was dangerous in Bahrain.
Well, for its part, Bahrain's filed an extradition request for Mr. al-Araibi. He's been that's been forwarded to Thai prosecutors for them to consider, but that could take months to resolve. And while this case is very much focused on Thailand at the moment, it's also maybe bringing to mind another story we talked about on Outside Source, that of Rahaf Mohammed, a young woman who fled Saudi Arabia several weeks ago, tried to reach Australia, but the Thai authorities stopped her. And it was only after a UN intervention that she eventually received asylum in Canada. We've also a report now on other Saudi women who've fled their country, and in this case, they've headed to the UK, where some have had to go into hiding.